most annoying, distracting thing in the world that I've got a mirror behind me? Possibly, but I feel like I'm set up now, you know, so if that's a distraction, I'm sorry. Let's zoom in a tiny bit. Wow, I feel like that didn't really make a difference. But anyway, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. This is going to be my third trimester Q&A and pregnancy recap, final questions to be asked. Basically, I put on Instagram if you have any final burning questions. Obviously in the future, if I do a Q&A and there's things that people still want to know, I'm sure I'll answer some, but specifically this is the final hurdle, people. Here we are. It does feel like it's been going on a very long time, but if you've been with me on the journey, I really appreciate it. And we're nearly at the end, guys. We're nearly there. So many of you have sent in loads of questions, so I'm going to go through them and let's have a chat and have a little catch up and talk third trimester. What has been harder, first trimester or third trimester? I'm not kidding, first trimester feels like years ago. But for me, I've definitely found the third trimester the most challenging. I feel like I have been lucky overall, and my whole pregnancy journey hasn't been bad at all. I've been really, really lucky, but I'm just wiped out. I'm so tired. I feel like I've been experiencing more pains and it's just been a lot. It's been a challenge and I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. Maybe because the first and second were fairly straightforward for me. The first trimester, I'd say, was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it's weird because you're just sussing things out. I'd gone off all my food. I had a little bit of that sicky feeling, but I wasn't sick. Second trimester, a breeze. I think they call it the golden trimester, and that is true. If you're in your second trimester, eat it up, enjoy it. It is a good time. It's like anything in life. You need to kind of plow through, otherwise you're just going to sit in a heap of feeling sorry for yourself. And the show must go on, and there's an amazing prize at the end of it. That just answered the next question, which is, what was your favourite trimester? Number 2. And I'll be shocked if you ask someone and they don't say number 2, because I think everyone says like, oh, second trimester is so good. Will you miss being pregnant? I feel like I can't answer that until baby's here, but I think I will in terms of dressing myself. I know it sounds really strange because naturally before you ever get pregnant, I think you assume it's going to be challenging to dress a bump, but I have this new confidence with a bump which is crazy. I think I've never been someone that's 100% confident in my skin beforehand anyway, which is like most women, sadly. But I literally love how I look. I'm loving my bump and I've really enjoyed dressing it. I don't normally wear tight dresses. I've been living in tight dresses. Just, it's been a good time. So I think I'll miss that part of it. But then I feel like I understand when people are like, oh, I missed the bump and the kicks and stuff. I don't know. I can see why people feel like that, but I don't know. You have to ask me in a couple of months. When did you get a bump? I am 20 weeks and I still have nothing. I feel like it took a while for me to really show that I had a bump. It might have even been past 20 weeks. Luckily, I post quite a lot, obviously online and TikTok and stuff, so I can look back. Off the top of my head, I literally can't remember. I feel like I did a 20-week TikTok when it's like 20 weeks done, 20 weeks to go. And I feel like I still didn't look that pregnant. So don't worry, honestly. That's what your midwives are for. They'll be measuring you, checking that you're following the growth chart. Do not panic. It's not a bad thing. Everyone shows differently. Apparently, you show a lot quicker with your second, third, like multiple babies. First baby, obviously your body's just growing for the first time ever. So it's learning to move all your organs and stretch out in a way it's never done before. So don't panic. What's been the hardest thing about third trimester? The tiredness. I feel like I could sleep a good solid 12 hours, which is a long sleep, and I'd still feel just really low energy. And it's like a mind game. Some days you can feel great and you're like, oh my god, maybe I've come out the other side, and the next day you don't feel that way. And then it's just like, why is this happening? What am I doing different? I'm not doing anything different. But it's just part of the journey. And yeah, I'd say the tiredness, and also I was getting really bad stomach pains. I mentioned it in a couple vlogs, and I didn't actually know, I think finally 2 weeks before the end. So I had the pains for about, I'd say, a month. I literally can still feel, if I go like this at the top of my belly, where I honestly think it bruised me, where I was in so much pain. I spoke to a midwife. I rang up the hospital and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm bent over at the end of the day, like in agony. Some nights it was like bringing me to tears, and they suggested I try Gaviscon, which I thought was a little bit of an insult. And I was like, they're not taking this seriously. I've not got heartburn. Like, the pain is like here, like this almost top center of my belly. Tried the Gaviscon and it's been good since. Like, since I've been doing Gaviscon. So it might sound really silly, but I've never had heartburn before this, and I just assumed heartburn, might sound really silly, was just located near your heart. So I think I just had really intense heartburn and like acid reflux, but boy, did that hurt. Oh my god. It is not for the weak, honestly. Can you please remind us of the pregnancy group / class you went to? Yeah, so I went to Bump and Baby Club, which I said was in Hertfordshire, but someone DM'd me and said that they're located all around the UK, so yeah, that's what it's called. Are you using anything to prevent stretch marks? Have you got any? So I've tried a few, and I did mention on Instagram the other day that I have been having a few breakouts on my belly, probably on and off since like January. I think I noticed it just before we went on our baby moon, and straight away I was thinking, oh my god, it's because I'm literally putting so much oil and moisture on my belly. I have quite oily skin on my face, and if I just overdo it with products, I break out. So I just kind of had that theory for my belly as well. But I'm gonna be honest, I've said this before, I do think to an extent stretch marks are genetic. So as much as we try and prevent these things, I think if you're going to get them, you're going to get them regardless. And I am so grateful that I haven't actually got any yet. But obviously some creams will just soothe your stomach if it's feeling really dry whilst it's stretching and stuff like that. And I do really like the feel of putting on cream and oils onto a tight belly. I just think it does make sense. But yeah, I haven't done it as much as I thought I would. In the beginning I was doing it every single day until I was breaking out, and I'm still getting that. So I'm probably creaming it like once or twice a week, which I don't actually recommend, but the spots are quite sore for me. And let me see if I can show you. They're going down a bit now because these are a few days old, but they're really sore, and I do scar quite easily, so I would rather them kind of fade up a little bit more than going back to creaming a lot, because I've got 2 weeks to go. And like I said, I haven't actually got any stretch marks yet, but there's still time. And I have heard that you can get stretch marks after you've had the baby as well, so not yet, but we'll see. A couple of people said, do you know how many kgs you've put on? How much weight have you put on? I actually have no idea. I didn't really weigh myself beforehand. I wouldn't have a clue, and I wouldn't bother now at this stage, because like, what's done is done, you know. I've eaten pretty unhealthy the whole time, and whatever I weigh, you know. How is your back pain now? Funny you should ask that. I think I had back pain just in my second trimester, which is weird because I said my second trimester was my favourite, and it was, but I did have quite bad back pain just doing weird things like sitting up a table or sitting in like one position, like sitting on this chair for too long. I'd get back pain, but I haven't really had it since. But I remember a few people saying when I'd mentioned it that they had it for a couple of weeks and then it just kind of went. So I don't know if it was that time of when I had maybe a growth spurt as in like the baby had a growth spurt maybe, and it was a strain on my back, or I'm not actually sure, but I assumed the day I got back pain that was it for the rest of the time, and I thought, God, this is gonna be a long 9 months, but luckily it lasted about a month, maybe 2, and then it went. Can you talk about colostrum harvesting? I'm worried I won't be able to get any before the baby arrives, and I really want to plan on breastfeeding. Okay, it's only just happening for me, and it's not as much as I thought it would be, but I do think you have to be really consistent. I actually have a leaflet with the little kit that I was given. By the way, just ask your midwife if you're from the UK for a colostrum kit, because I was actually going to order mine online. I think Freedom Mum do one. I was going to spend my own money on it, but they literally can give you a pack with like syringes, the little pots and all the information, so make the most of it. And it said try 3 times a day for around 10 to 20 minutes. I was like, that is a lot of time to be aggressively squeezing your boobs, to be honest. But I first tried when I turned 37 weeks. This is based off what my midwife advised, so obviously speak to your own midwife, because they say if you try before full term it can possibly kickstart your labour. Obviously that's not been the case for me. A couple days I tried, nothing, and I was like, this is so weird, because I was actually leaking and having stains on my top from like week 25, so I assumed that this would just be really straightforward and I was already producing colostrum and it was just going to be a walk in the park. No. Again, pregnancy is a mind game. I think because I wanted to get some out, my body was like, we're not going to make it that easy for you. And it was really bugging me. But everyone said, persevere, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. And there's so many ways you need to kind of go about it. You need to be relaxed. You need to, they say, put hot compress on. So I had one of them long hot water bottles. You can have a bath when you get out of the shower, just when you are warm and relaxed. And then one night I just was like, I'm gonna do it, and I really focused. And don't get me wrong, it was still a really long process. It probably took like 20 minutes for me to fill a 1ml syringe. Picture a 100ml bottle. 1ml, literally so little, but I did it. And I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own, so I would definitely say get your partner to help you, because I was kind of like squeezing and he was collecting it from, we tried with a spoon. A lot of people said a spoon, but the spoon was messy. It was another step in the process that just didn't need to be used, because it was like boob to spoon to syringe, when really we just needed boob, leak a bit, syringe it up, and then set back up and then go again. And yeah, first time was like 20 minutes. The next day was a little bit quicker. And I think I got 3 1ml syringes at the moment, but I've got them in the freezer. And they say take them to the hospital when you go, so I need to remember to do that in case you need them, in case the baby doesn't latch or whatnot. And anything I don't use, I hope to just save for a rainy day. People say it's great to put it in their baths in case they've got a little bit of baby acne. It's like golden liquid, they say, don't they? I've heard it's magic stuff. But I will say, from someone that this time last week was like, I can't do it, I don't understand, this is not making sense, just keep going, just try different techniques. I was watching YouTube videos, I was getting Cass to watch them, and we got the pump out. Pump did nothing, and I was just like, this isn't meant to be. And I will say, this boob's my goodie. This one doesn't really do anything, so I need to persevere a bit more with this one. I'm not going to make this whole video about techniques and stuff because everyone's so different, but it is just, you do have to be quite firm and forceful. And I did get the odd little like sharp twingy pain, but don't be scared, apparently that is normal. Any weird symptoms or cravings that we should know about? Second trimester mama here. Obviously everyone's so different, and I can't think of anything major that springs to mind other than the heartburn, which I didn't know was heartburn. Just random, really random aches and pains. I've noticed in the middle of the night when I get up, which I get up a lot now to go to the toilet, I'm talking 6-7 times, I kind of like push myself up, because girls, remember, do not try and sit up like you're actually, like, don't sit up hands free, because you don't want to strain your tummy muscles. So I push myself up, and when I've sat up, I get really like an ache in my I'll be honest, like my vagina bone, just like the bone, like if I picture the skeleton of the bone, it just feels like a really dull ache, but I only clock that pain in the evening. Like if I sit and think about it right now, I've not got it, but when I get up in the night, I'm like, oh, what in the world? That's a random pain, which again, I've never really heard anyone talk about. So everyone's so different. No, I'd just say the major one is just be prepared to be tired. And just be okay with turning a lot of things down. I turn everything down. I mean, at this stage I should be. Obviously I work for myself, but most people now at this stage, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I know most people in like companies would be on maternity leave now anyway. So say no to things, it's okay. Like, I've been invited to so many events recently. I literally say to a lot of my friends, like, I'm not turning down seeing you. However, if you want to see me, I'd really appreciate if you come to me. And obviously my friends are amazing, they have been doing that. Sometimes it's just okay to say, I can't, I don't want to, I'm tired, and I'm going to make the most of this period of my life. I kind of answered these ones in my mukbang. If you didn't watch that, I will link it down below. But how are you feeling about labour and the possibility of being in pain? Labour, are you scared? There's a lot about labour, obviously, because that is the next step. Still, nothing's changed. I am pretty scared, if I'm honest, but I'm trying to stay open-minded and keep busy and not really think about it, which is hard because obviously I'm not doing much. So I wouldn't say I'm keeping too busy, but even in the sense where if I'm not doing anything, I'll have like a TV show on in the background. So I'm never just sitting there with my thoughts like, oh my god, how am I going to survive? Obviously, it's the unknown. I can't even be scared of what's to come because I don't know what's to come. I think that is what I'm scared of. That, I'll be honest, is in life I am really fearful of things that haven't happened to me yet, and I'm just, I don't know what it is. And I do have a very low pain threshold, so as much as I'm scared, I don't know, I can't even explain it myself. But on a scale of 1 to 10 scared, I'm like a 7, but I'll be fine. Think how many people give birth. That's what I hear every day from everyone. Think how many people give birth. Look round, everyone's giving birth. All these people wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people giving birth. You make dressing a bump look really easy. How do you shop maternity so well? Best maternity sites. I wouldn't say there's just like one particular brand I keep going to. Saying that, I really enjoyed shopping Skims this pregnancy. Their dresses, they're amazing, and yeah, Skims is a little bit of a splurge. Like the rib dresses I wear are about £89, but they are so stretchy. They're not maternity, as long as you're gonna get a rough size that you would be normally. So I've gone for a medium, and I would be a medium beforehand. I know that I, as long as I feel comfortable, will get wear out of them dresses for the foreseeable kind of thing, and they are super staple basics, so I know I'll get a lot of wear out of them. PLT maternity has been pretty good for me. I've got their maternity jeans on right now. H&M, this top is H&M, and it's just a really stretchy long top. It's not even maternity, but just making sure there's a lot of length on stuff. So I'd say normally if you're petite, just go for normal clothes, or if you dress normal clothes normally, maybe go for the tall section in tops and stuff, just so you've got that bit more of stretch. Because the thing that I found annoying with my clothes that I was wearing before, which aren't maternity, they just ride up, because obviously you've got a big belly now. ASOS Maternity's been pretty good. It's just honestly just having a scroll and looking around and trial and error, ordering bits. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I can find the odd thing on Zara that still fits me. because it's stretchy, and then other days I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? But I am gonna try, and I always try and do this. I have a like to note page, which is basically like, if you've not seen it, it'll be a website link and it will have all my outfits on it, and I've not updated it in so long, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna put as many of my pregnancy outfits I can on there and give direct links to each thing, because I know it's a little bit more handy when everything's in one place. So I will try and remember to do that, and you guys can go and see some of my outfits. And I always mention on TikTok when I do like my get dressed with me where my stuff is from as well. Are you doing a birth vlog? I think I have answered this before. So I always thought I'd really want to. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how I'm going to be. I could be so calm, doubt it, and be like, oh my god, it's going to be so easy to vlog. But then I feel like I probably will be more this, which is like I could be really frantic and emotional and just in no fit state to vlog. So I aim to take my camera and just potentially film parts when I feel like it. But I'm not going to be hard on myself. If I don't get anything, I will do a birth story. And know it's a very personal experience, so I am half expecting myself to be like, I don't want to vlog this, or even film it and never want to put it out. I don't know how I'm going to feel, but there are many options, and I have not completely shut off the idea, so we will see. Will you be as active on socials when the baby is here? I hope to be. I'm going to take a little bit of time off work-wise. Probably YouTube will seem like it's most affected, just because a lot goes into YouTube and the editing and the filming. But then again, kind of like what I said about the birth vlog, if I feel up to it, maybe I want to, as like a little bit of stepping out of mum mode for a sec and just going back to like what I know. Instagram, as much as it's my job, it's also a social media app, and if I have a cute pic to post of me or Bub or both, then so be it. Doesn't mean it's work. But in terms of doing ads and stuff, I will be taking a little bit of a break, and yeah, I still plan to be on social media. I won't go missing for like a few weeks or anything. You'll still hear and see from me as and when. What breast pump are you going to go for? I'm finding it so hard to choose. So I was sent a breast pump set. I say set because it's just two, I don't know what it's called. I'll put a picture on the screen. It's called the Freestyle, I think, by Medela. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. And I'm going to have a go at that because it just makes sense because I've got it. I mean, I did put it on the other day, like I said, when I was trying to do my colostrum. So I know how it works and everything, but obviously at the moment there's no milk, so there's not much to go off. I've heard it's pretty hard to find a breast pump that you really get along with, but I don't think I'm going to confuse myself at this stage and get loads. But that's the one I've got. I'll link it down below in case you want to check it out. But I've heard Medela is a really great brand because they are, how do they say it, hospital grade technology, I think. Like, their stuff is the closest you'll get to stuff that's in hospitals. And yes, as it is so far, I am still planning to breastfeed. That is my aim. But again, very open-minded. If it doesn't work out, I will do whatever is best for my baby. Right, I think I'm going to do one more for now. It's really hard because I've been going up and down, so I don't know if I'm answering the same ones over and over again. I should have started from the bottom and just gone up, but I've been flicking around whilst I've been answering and not concentrating. But this one's quite nice. Was pregnancy everything you imagined and hoped it would be? I think I've been really lucky, and it's been probably better than I ever imagined. Overall, I haven't had loads to complain about, and some people might even see me moan about being tired and be like, ugh, is that the only bad thing she's had? And I'll be honest, yeah, possibly, other than the heartburn. I have been really lucky, and I'm really grateful for that. I actually feel like it probably couldn't have gone any smoother, which is just such a blessing. And yeah, I have actually enjoyed it looking back. It's felt like the longest stage of my life. It's been pretty much the whole of my 25th year, because I fell pregnant in July and I turned 25 in June. And then by the time she's here, which I think will be April, I'm literally 26 in June. So I've been pregnant the whole of my 23rd year pretty much. And yeah, it has felt pretty long, I'll be honest, but I've loved it, and this is what I've wanted for so long, and I'm just so ready for this next chapter. So yeah, I feel really grateful, and it's just the most amazing thing ever. I just still can't get my head around that as women we can grow a whole human in us. Like, boys can't do stuff like that. We are so cool. Most of these are much of a muchness, very similar. There's a lot about names and stuff, which I've answered loads before, and that is it. It's currently Saturday the 18th. Possibly we have 2 weeks, possibly we have 3 weeks, possibly she'll be here sooner. Who freaking knows? But my hospital in particular like to get things going by week 41. So I can say 1,000,000% she'll be here within the next month at least. But I will keep you posted, and I guess if you see me go a little bit quiet online, then maybe she's here, maybe not, maybe I'm just super tired. But anyway, that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed. My next video will probably be hospital bag. Hopefully maybe the nursery tour before she's here. But again, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. And like I said, she could be here any day and completely ruin all my plans. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to wrap this here. Hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Instagram for more updates and TikTok. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you all.